Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, to the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and this video is on Esau Edom, who are the so-called white people, right? The Edomites is the nation, and their forefather is Esau. And right now, we are in captivity under them. This is their kingdom. In the scriptures, Esau was given a blessing in the book of Genesis chapter 27, and his blessing was that he would get the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven, he would rule by the sword, and that he would break his yoke from off his neck, which was the yoke of us, because we're the Israelites, and we were given complete and utter supreme rulership of everything. But he was given a blessing that he would rule and that he would be above us, right? And that we would be his slaves. Okay, and so our people suffer under the curses right now. But it is a temporary situation for our people and for them. Their kingdom is a temporary situation, and our suffering is a temporary situation. Okay, things will be restored to the point where the Israelites are in rulership, and that will fully happen when Yahushua returns. And Esau Edom will be brought back to their true state, which is at the absolute bottom. All right. In Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17, it says, "This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men." So Yahweh Shemisha is in full and complete control of everything, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. The basis of men. Who is the basis of men? Referring to the Edomites, who are these so-called white people. All right, and yes, that is the Edomite look. Right, when you look at these so-called white people, that's the look of the Edomites. Okay, so here we have in this video an individual that looks like a so-called white man. You know, he looks like an Edomite, though he may not be an Edomite, because you are what your father is, and you have our people right now, as a part of the curses is that we've been scattered. Our people come looking like all other nations, but they are Israelites by way of their forefathers' seeds. And the same thing can happen for these other nations. An Edomite can look like a so-called black man in these times, because the father's seed is that of an Edomite. It's just that he looks like a so-called black man because he procreated with a so-called black woman, and the child came out looking so-called black. But once the father is an Edomite, then that child is an Edomite no matter what he looks like. Okay, so both individuals on the screen, they could belong to any other nation besides Edom. But regardless of that fact, the Edomites and their kingdom are coming to an end, and many Edomites can feel it. Okay, there's something within their spirits where they are constantly complaining about what's going on, and constantly observing what's going on, and calling out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because these so-called white people, they're the type to be occupied with gaining some kind of knowledge, right? That is contrary to the state of our people right now. It is only the elect of the nation of Israel that really cares about what's going on in the world. You will have some Jake, you know, our people that come out and say, oh, this is happening or that is happening, but the overall temperature of our people that don't believe is that they're thinking about the next party that's coming on Friday. I'm sure if you ask a lot of them what's going on right now in the world, they don't even know what's happening in China. They don't know that lockdowns are coming again. In America, they're talking about these things that are coming. The new big pan. You know what I'm saying? So the scriptures do say it, man, that the children of this world, where is it at? Somewhere in Luke. Luke chapter 16 and verse 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world, referring to these Edomites, are in their generation wiser than the children of light, right? They're in rulership right now. So they've been, given certain kinds of knowledge and stuff like that because they're in rulership. And the children of light is referring to us, the Israelites, and they are wiser than the unbelieving of all people. Our people are just stupid, to be quite frank. All right? But what you can see on the social medias, the YouTube and various other social media, is that these so-called white people are constantly looking out at what's happening in the world, and see what's going on, and they're constantly reporting on it. Okay, so here we have an individual who looks like a so-called white man. He could be an Edomite or other nation, okay, but this is what he has to say regarding what he's feeling, okay?
Something is brewing. You can tell, I think. You can feel it, maybe. And you can sense that things are not right. Louisiana, Las Vegas, Luigi. There's a reason that my TikTok series is called The Unraveling, and that is because things are genuinely falling apart right now in front of us and in front of our eyes. And I think the thing that I would say is that I'm not scared. I'm sad. So I thought we would have more time. I try to make a bunch of videos to sort of prepare people for what is coming, the changes that are coming for all of us, and the sort of downfall of the apparatus of the state under fascism, among many other things. But now, as I can see what 2025 has already brought us, I think it's even more clear. I thought we would have more time.
Yeah, it is clear. It is clear that Esau's kingdom is coming to an end, man. And how do we know that Esau's kingdom is coming to an end? By observing the prophecies of Yahweh Shemishai. As in these end of days, we will see these things. All right, Yahweh let us know the things that we will see in the end of days. And we're seeing all of these things, the rumors of wars, the earthquakes, the pestilences, right? In 2nd Esdras, it lets us know to measure the time diligently. And once again, the earthquakes were brought up. And also that the uproars of the people, these things have all happened. And so now Yahweh let us know in Matthew chapter 24 that when we see these things, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom as well, that these are the beginning of sorrows. And we are heading into that time, the beginning of sorrows. And these things are all a sign of the end of the rulership of the Edomites. All right. The prophecies to come, the main prophecy to look towards right now is a mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip. That prophecy is at the forefront of everything that is going on right now. Everything that is happening right now is so that the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, the ruling class of the Edomites, while they are in their kingdom, are doing every single thing to bring chaos to the world so that they can usher in their microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And with the fulfillment of that prophecy, then will the destruction come of America, which is Mystery Babylon the Great. And before the destruction, right, you're going to have World War III start. At the end of it, the ICBM missiles will be shot towards America, which is Mystery Babylon the Great in Revelation chapter 17. Yahushua is going to return and deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, the 1/3 from America, from the destruction, and the rest of the elect from the four corners of the earth. America is going to then be destroyed, and Yahushua is going to establish the kingdom of heaven, right? So these things are all happening. And for Esau Edom, okay, let's say that he is an Edomite, right? Let's just say he's an Edomite. And he's saying, something is brewing, things are not right, I thought we had more time. You don't have any more time. because you're in a kingdom that has an expiry date. You have a kingdom that always had an end. As the scriptures say in 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which was symbolic, because it is Yahushua that is going to be taking Esau out of power when he returns. Pulling Esau out of power, right? Jacob held on to Esau's heel. Okay? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Jacob is the end of the world. The end of the world, not talking about the physical world. When you go to the New Testament, you can find the word world in several places, and you can find the word world when you go into the word in the Greek. It will show either cosmos, oikomene, or aeon. And aeon refers to the period of time. And right now we're in the period of time of the rulership of the Edomites. They're in their blessing. And with the end of their kingdom comes our kingdom. And that's what it's referring to here. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The end of the kingdom of the Edomites signals the beginning of the kingdom of the Israelites when Yahushua returns. And so right now, that transition is happening. And so these Edomites are feeling it, man. But as I mentioned before, it's a kingdom that's always had an end. And right now he's in, as it says in Revelation chapter 20, a little season. So let's get that in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, which is Europe, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And this is talking about the so-called white man, right? He is of all of these things. The serpent, the devil, he's a deceiver, right? And Satan, the adversary. They are the physical manifestation on earth of the angel Satan. And they are the adversary to Yahweh Shemishai and the Israelites. So they have this vile, wicked spirit upon them. They are the wicked, as the book of Malachi says, and the Lord hates them. So he was in rulership during his Greek captivity and the Roman captivity. And then after that, he was bound 1,000 years. And he was bound 1,000 years during the time of the so-called Dark Ages and the Byzantine Empire, which now you have certain powers around the world talking about that the saints are actually these so-called black people, that the Israelites are these so-called black people. It's letting you know what time it is, man. Okay? And cast him into a bottomless pit, which is Europe, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, because that is a part of their rulership. Deceiving the world. They deceive the world into letting the world believe that they are the Lord's holy chosen people when they are not. And they deceive the world to believe the whole concept of the so-called white man, so-called black man, so-called Chinese, when really we are all of the biblical nations. That's what we really are of. And they change that. And other deceptions that are out there, man. They change the times as well, as it says in the book of Daniel. All kinds of things. They've deceived the world. And they have been exposed by the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemishai. The prophets of Yahweh Shemishai have woken up and have exposed Esau and made Esau bare. That he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. So when, our people were ruling during that time, the so-called Dark Ages, and then Esau started to come back into power slowly but surely. If you look at the history about that, you can see that our people were ruling, and then things started to go poorly for our people, and then we encountered the year 1492 when Esau started his when the rebirth of the Edomites, the so-called Renaissance period, really came into fruition, right? They did a couple of things. They came over here to the Americas to enslave the Northern Kingdom Israelites because they knew it, and they revealed that they knew it in the movie 1492. They said that Esdras said that we're over here, basically. the fall of Granada, which was the fall of our people, another symbol of our people, falling, and then the expulsion of the Jews, which were our people. So they came back in their so-called Renaissance period till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed. A little season. That little season was that Renaissance period, and he's been conquering, destroying, and ruling over us since that time. And that's that little season. But the Lord says it's a little season because it's not permanent. And the scriptures say in the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right? So Esau's kingdom is a kingdom that's always had an expiry date. It was already set for an appointed time for it to end, when everything was, created from the beginning. And so he cannot pass his bounds. So when you see them talking about, I thought we had more time, it was already predetermined from the very beginning that your kingdom would come to an end. And now we're heading into this terrible time that is going to be coming upon the earth, and a terrible time upon our people called Jacob's trouble, which Jacob's trouble is not only an issue for us, but all the nations are going to be suffering. The situation is that we are the Israelites, we're the Lord's holy chosen people, so the Lord is going to warn us about it. Because we are going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble, the hopeful elect. But Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. And they can feel it, man. That's why you see them complaining so much. In Job chapter 20 and verse 4, it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? And they are the wicked. They were built, they were created. When Yahweh Shemishai created the Edomites, they were created to commit wickedness. That is what they are. And so they have triumphed because they were given the blessing, but it's a blessing with a temporary rulership over us, man. Our blessing is permanent. We received everything from Yahweh Shemishai. But Esau's kingdom is ending, is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So it's just but for a moment, man. Our suffering, the Israelites, is coming to an end. And Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. And so for you Edomites, man, in Lamentations 4 and verse 1, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. And what's that cup? The curses. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 7, it says, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So we've had to suffer under the curses, and they're all listed within the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, and then you can find one in Haggai as well. And these curses are going to be falling on the heathen, and especially on these Edomites when Yahushua returns. They're going to suffer these curses, man, and they're not pleasant. I'm telling you, from first-hand experience, these curses are not pleasant, but you will be suffering under these curses. So while you're in your rulership, that's why the scripture says to rejoice and be glad, because while you're in rulership, this is the last time that you Edomites will be smiling and laughing. These are the last days. These are very much the last days, because when Yahushua returns and puts you in captivity, y'all are going to serve 1,000 years of slavery. And then after that, the Edomites will be done away with. That's what the scriptures say will happen to them. Let me finish this, verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So you're going to receive judgment for everything that you've done unto us, man. Okay? And it's going to be terrible for the Edomites and the rest of the heathen too, but starting with Esau, Edom, it's going to be really terrible. And so even when we go back to Job chapter 20 and verse 6, it says, Though his excellency mounts up to the heavens and his head reach onto the clouds. So though you may be in rulership right now and may have had a period to rule, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? So he's going to perish forever. Right? Obadiah verse 18 lets us know about that. That the nation of Edom will be done away with. Right? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. So this is the judgment, the ultimate judgment for the Edomites. You're going to be taken out of power when Yahushua returns. You're going to serve 1,000 years of slavery. And then you will perish forever. I was going to get Isaiah 14 and verse 21. And actually, the Spirit is... I'm going to read it. Isaiah 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children. Who's this talking about? The Edomites. For the iniquity of their fathers. And you are not your father, but you are your forefathers. Because reincarnation is real. So you have all lived many lifetimes. That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So they're going to be done away with. Obadiah verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, referring to the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it. Right? This is a judgment from Yahweh Shemishai, and for the Edomites. Okay? So yeah, man. It's over. And it's clear to see. Your kingdom is coming to an end. So live it up while you can. Because there will be no more joy found within the kingdom of Edom once Yahushua returns. Or rather, among the Edomites when Yahushua returns. Okay? So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashmukah Kodesh. Shalom.